Marcus was under the hood of his Harley, grease on his hands, when his phone lit up. The voice on the other end belonged to his wife, Sarah, and it was shaking. "Our daughter's in the emergency room. There's footage circulating." "Marcus, everyone's already seen it." The wrench slipped from his grip and clattered on concrete. "What footage? What are you talking about? Just get to Memorial Hospital. Now." Within the hour, 70 leather-clad riders pulled into the hospital parking lot like a storm rolling in. Marcus found his wife sobbing in the ICU waiting area, mascara running down her cheeks. "Where's Emma?" Marcus's voice came out barely above a whisper. A doctor in blue scrubs approached cautiously. "Mr. Reynolds? I'm Dr. Chun. Your daughter was given Rohypnol at a university gathering. While she was incapacitated, she was sexually assaulted. The perpetrator recorded everything and distributed it across multiple platforms." The fluorescent lights above buzzed. Nobody spoke. The silence was suffocating. "Give me a name," Marcus said, his jaw tight. "Kyle Harrison, Judge Harrison's son from State University." Every man in that corridor recognized that surname. Judge Harrison had connections that ran deep: politicians, law enforcement, district attorneys. His boy had walked away from 3 DUI arrests and 2 assault charges without a single conviction. Protection like that breeds monsters. Emma opened her eyes 4 hours later. 15 years old, with her whole life ahead of her, and the first words out of her mouth shattered every heart in that room. "Dad, my classmates have all watched it. I don't want to be alive anymore." Marcus dropped to his knees beside the hospital bed, taking his daughter's trembling hand. "Baby girl, you're going to survive this. But someone else won't. Please don't do something that lands you in prison," Emma pleaded through tears. "I need my dad." Marcus kissed her forehead gently. "I won't do anything reckless, sweetheart. I'm going to be very, very strategic." That night, the Iron Kings Motorcycle Club held an emergency meeting. 70 men packed into their clubhouse, the air thick with cigarette smoke and barely contained rage. "The system won't touch this kid," Marcus addressed the room. "His father owns too many people. So we're going to handle this the way our grandfathers would have." Diesel, a 300-pound enforcer, cracked his knuckles. "Just say when, brother." "First, we gather intelligence," Marcus replied. "Viper, you're up." Viper was their technology specialist, a former cybersecurity expert who'd found more freedom on the road than behind a corporate desk. Within 6 hours, he'd penetrated every digital device Kyle Harrison owned. "Boss," Viper called out, his face drained of color. "You need to see this immediately." Kyle's laptop contained 67 videos. 67 different young women. All unconscious. All violated. All stored like hunting trophies in organized folders labeled by semester and year. "He's been doing this since his freshman year," Viper reported, scrolling through messages. "And check out this text chain. Kyle had been bragging to his fraternity brothers. Asterisk, bagged the biker's kid. Youngest catch yet. If there's blowback, Daddy will make it disappear like always. Asterisk, copy everything," Marcus ordered coldly. "Every file, every message, every sick photo. We're building a case the FBI won't be able to ignore." 4 nights later, Kyle Harrison stumbled out of a Greek row party at 2:30 a.m., drunk and laughing with his frat brothers. His brand new Audi wouldn't start, strained for a vehicle with only 4,000 miles on it. "Need some assistance?" A deep voice emerged from the shadows. Kyle turned to find 20 bikers forming a semicircle around him under the streetlights. His cocky smile vanished. "My father's a federal judge," Kyle stammered, his voice pitching higher. "You can't lay a finger on me." Marcus stepped forward slowly, boots echoing on asphalt. "Your father's at home in bed. We're here with you. I'll call 911. Go ahead." Marcus gestured to Kyle's phone. "Tell them you're surrounded by the men whose daughter you destroyed on camera." Kyle's hands trembled as he tried dialing. No service. Viper had deployed a signal jammer 3 blocks out. What do you want?" Kyle's voice cracked. "Accountability," Marcus answered simply. They transported Kyle to an abandoned textile mill on the industrial edge of town, the kind of place where screams get swallowed by rusted machinery and broken windows. Kyle was crying openly now, all arrogance stripped away. Please, I can access my trust fund. Name your price. Anything. Marcus pulled up a metal folding chair and sat down, facing Kyle, who was zip-tied to an old support beam. You drugged my 15-year-old daughter. Marcus spoke with eerie calm. You violated her while she was unconscious. You filmed it. You uploaded it for thousands of strangers to watch and mock her. Please don't kill me, Kyle sobbed. Please, I swear I'll do whatever you want. Whatever we want. Marcus raised an eyebrow. Yes, anything. I swear. Then you're going to tell the truth. They set up a camera on a tripod. For the next 40 minutes, Kyle confessed to everything. All 67 assaults, how his father paid off investigators, which police captains were on the payroll, which prosecutors buried evidence. Kyle sang every detail, believing cooperation might save his life. Okay, I told you everything. Kyle begged. Can I go now? Please. Marcus stood slowly. Oh, we're releasing you. But not quite yet. Diesel and 2 others rolled in industrial drums. The pungent smell of roofing tar filled the space. No. What are you doing? Kyle's eyes went wide with horror. They stripped Kyle completely. Designer polo, expensive jeans, his Rolex, his fraternity ring, every symbol of privilege and power removed. You enjoyed making videos? Marcus asked. We're making one too. The tar wasn't scalding hot. That would cause permanent injury or death. Instead, it was warm, thick, and utterly humiliating. Kyle screamed as they covered him head to toe in sticky black tar. Then came bags of feathers from torn pillows. Stop. Please stop. Kyle wailed, looking like a grotesque bird. Did Emma beg you to stop? Marcus asked quietly. Kyle went silent, feathers sticking to his tear-stained face. They recorded everything. Kyle covered in tar and feathers, sobbing, repeating his confession while looking absolutely ridiculous. Here's what happens next, Marcus explained calmly. This video gets distributed everywhere. Every news station, every social media platform, everyone you know. No, Kyle wailed. That will ruin my entire life. Like you ruined 67 lives. Diesel growled, but they weren't finished. Razor, their club tattoo artist, brought out his equipment. Stay still. This is permanent. They tattooed Predator across Kyle's forehead in thick, bold letters. No hiding it. No explaining it away. Forever marked. You can't do this. Kyle shrieked. This is assault. Disfigurement. File a police report. Marcus suggested coldly. Explain how you ended up here and why. At dawn, they dumped Kyle on a corner in the wealthiest neighborhood in the city. Naked except for tar and feathers, Predator branded on his face, surrounded by printed copies of his confession stapled to every light pole. A morning jogger found him and called emergency services. By noon, both videos had gone viral. Kyle's detailed confession and the footage of him tarred, feathered, and marked like a coward. The internet erupted. Memes flooded every platform. Kyle Harrison became the most humiliated man in the country. Judge Harrison attempted damage control, but you can't spin 67 victims in a sobbing recorded confession. The FBI was forced to act. The evidence was too public, too damning to bury. Kyle was arrested that same day. Judge Harrison was indicted 2 days later for corruption, obstruction of justice, and witness tampering. Hashtag justice delivered. At Kyle's bail hearing, he walked in wearing a baseball cap pulled low. The judge immediately ordered him to remove it. The entire courtroom gasped. Predator stared back at them from his forehead. Your Honor, my client was assaulted and disfigured. His attorney protested. Do you have evidence of who committed this assault? The judge asked. Kyle couldn't answer. Admitting what happened meant admitting where he was and why. Bail was denied. Kyle was deemed a flight risk and danger to society. In county jail, Kyle quickly learned that inmates have a special hatred for men who hurt children. The tattoo on his forehead made him an instant target. He begged for protective custody. They granted it. Now he sits in solitary confinement 23 hours a day, staring at concrete walls with nothing but his reflection and that word staring back. Hashtag the aftermath. All 67 women came forward after seeing Kyle's confession. The trial was brutal and swift. Kyle Harrison received 110 years in federal prison. Judge Harrison got 40 years. The warehouse video was never traced to the Iron King's MC. Officially, Kyle was attacked by unknown vigilantes. Unofficially, everyone knew exactly who had delivered justice when the system failed. Hashtag full circle. Marcus visited the prison exactly once, just to see Kyle's face. Kyle had changed, hollowed out, broken. The tattoo had been partially lasered off, leaving horrible scar tissue that still spelled the word. "You destroyed my entire life," Kyle whispered. "No," Marcus replied evenly. "You destroyed yourself the moment you hurt innocent people. We just made sure the world knew what you really are. Your daughter, is she recovering? That's none of your damn business." "I'm sorry," Kyle sobbed. "You're sorry you got caught," Marcus corrected. "Sorry you're not untouchable anymore. Sorry Daddy couldn't save you this time." Hashtag legacy. The Iron Kings were never charged. No evidence linked them to Kyle's public humiliation. Kyle Harrison became an urban legend, the privileged predator who learned that some justice doesn't come from courtrooms. The tar eventually washed off. The feathers were removed. But the video lives forever online, resurfacing every few months to go viral again. His shame refreshed for new audiences eternally. In his cell, Kyle counts days. 110 years equals 40,150 days. He served 2,190 so far. Only 37,960 left to go. The Iron Kings still ride, still protect, still deliver justice when the system turns its back. Because sometimes the law isn't enough. Sometimes evil needs to be exposed, humiliated, marked, and caged. And sometimes a judge's son needs to learn that real power doesn't come from family connections or money. It comes from fathers who love their daughters more than they fear consequences. Kyle Harrison learned that lesson covered in tar and feathers. Crying like the coward, he always was underneath the privilege. The word predator might have faded from his forehead, but it's burned into his soul forever. That's the price of arrogance. That's what real justice looks like. If stories like this move you, show your support by engaging with our content. Your interaction helps us share more powerful narratives about justice, family, and consequences.